Colourpop, we gotta talk. Slow down. I cannot keep up. Hey, I'm back again. It's Emily. I've tried to film this video like 4 times and I'm the worst at it. I didn't finish editing and save it from iMovie to my phone before I deleted it out of my original spot in the camera roll. So it's gone. But that's okay, because that means that I can now summarize and make this video way shorter than what it was. So I'm gonna talk about Colourpop, my favorite brand. When I first started to film this video, I had just ordered the I'm so self-centered. The Zodiac collection, and I had the whole thing coming in, and I had just came in, and then like the next day they dropped eyeliners, and now I have to buy eyeliners and mascara, and I still haven't tried their lip scrubs and stuff, and there's just so much more I have to try. On the real, Colourpop is one of my favorite brands. It's one of the brands that got me started in makeup. First bought an eyeshadow and 2 lipsticks, and they're just such a crazy, great, amazing brand, and they're so affordable too on top of that. So I'm gonna talk about everything that I have tried from them. I'm also gonna do my makeup with Colourpop. As much stuff that I have that is Colourpop. I don't have the Jelly Much eyeshadows. I don't have the eyeliners yet because those just came out. The mascaras, and what were the other things? I don't have the Glitterly Obsessed glitters. I haven't tried their lip balm or their lip scrub, and I haven't tried their primer. I really want to try their primer. I am obsessed with that setting spray. I wish that they had a bigger size because I drench myself with setting spray like really bad. And I'm just gonna go through that bottle really fast. I just know it, but it's not super scented. A lot comes out all at once, which makes it a little easier than to just use the whole bottle on myself. But I love it. It's fantastic, and it's cheap. I think their setting spray is $8 or $10, something of the sort. And then the other thing I don't have is the Velvet Blur Luxe lipsticks. Those just came out. I haven't gotten a chance to get my hands on those. And I haven't tried the liquid eyeshadows. They're Supernova eyeshadows. But other than that, I have just about everything from Colourpop. Okay, so enough jabbering. Let me get to my Colourpop products that I'm gonna put on my face. So let me also point out how I gave Colourpop's setting spray the test. I went to see Panic! At the Disco in concert and cried a whole lot, and my foundation did not move. I'm actually gonna start with my eyelids first. I've been doing my eyes first for a while because if I mess up like my eyeliner when I do my eye makeup, I can use a Q-tip and sweep underneath it and fix it. But if I do my foundation first, when I do that, I'm taking off the foundation, and then I have this like weird line under my eye that's like pink from my skin, and like everything else is like flawless and amazing. And yeah, so I learned my lesson. I'm gonna go into the Disney Colourpop collection. It's a Princess Thing palette. My husband got me this for Christmas, and I cried a lot. I just cry a lot in general, okay? I'm obsessed with Disney, me and my husband both. That's actually where we got engaged. And it's also where we honeymooned. A lot of people thought we were getting married there, and I was like, nah fam, it's like $10,000 to have 8 people at a Disney wedding, including the bride and the groom. Hell no. He bought me that entire collection. I freaked out when they announced that they were doing a collaboration with Disney, because Colourpop and Disney are my 2 favorite things besides my dogs and my husband and coffee. So I'm gonna take the shade Grumpy and go all over my lid space, not all over my crease space. I'm going to take the shade Abu, the same it's a Princess Thing palette. It's gonna be this color right here. It's nice, it's kind of like a bricky red. I'm going to pop that on my outer corner. So I've got Abu all over my corners. See how I make this mess every time, like under my eye? I'm gonna take a little bit of the color Beast. It's this brown with these little gold flecks in the shadow, but once you buff it out, the gold flecks kind of just go away. So it's actually, I would consider a matte brown. I'm switching brushes to a Colourpop blending brush because that one, I don't like how it works with this shade. All right, now that I've got Beast blended out into the outer corner of my lid, I'm gonna take a little bit of concealer from Colourpop. This is the color Light 10. Okay, so I really like the way that came out with the concealer. I haven't used the Colourpop concealer under my lids for like under my under eye for a while because it is supposed to be crease proof, and unfortunately I don't believe it is, but I also have very deep lines in my under eye. So it takes a lot to really fix that for me. And it's a very creamy formula, and I don't think it's just thick enough for mine. But that definitely on the lid came out perfectly. Like, that was fantastic. I'm going to take the Colourpop E3. It's a flat paddle brush, and I'm going to put the shade The Twins on it. I am a Gemini sun sign. I am a whole bucket of mess of crazy. I was born May 20th, so I'm technically a cusp, which I had a friend that told me that cusps apparently aren't a thing, but I totally believe they are. My husband and I are both a cusp. I'm a Taurus Gemini cusp, and he is a Sagittarius Capricorn. But my sun sign is Gemini, my moon is Cancer, and I'm rising Virgo, I think. Leave me some comments and tell me what that means, because I love hearing people's ideas on my signs. I'm a bucket of crazy, I know. Oh my God, that color is beautiful. What a beautiful duochrome shade. And of course it's fitting that it's duochrome because it's the twins, the Gemini. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, next eyelid. I'm gonna quickly do that and then I'll see you in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Colourpop No Filter foundation. I love the packaging on this with all the little stars. It's precious. I do have both foundation types, the stick and the liquid. I am light 45 in the liquid, and I am fair 27 in for neutral in the sticks. I do feel like the range of what is light and what is fair changed up a little bit from type to type. But I do think that the foundation stick was a way better match for me. I do like both formulas. This one is a more natural, beautiful finish. It is gorgeous. However, I did notice that I crease pretty bad on my forehead with this one.
So I noticed at the end of the day, my forehead actually didn't crease as much as I thought it was. It used to crease really bad and actually held up pretty good. I don't know if it's the primer that I used this time or if I just baked better. I don't know, but it definitely came out way better. Also, I know I look super yellow at first, but this is a decent match for me.
My biggest problem area with foundation is right here and on my eyebrows. For some reason, foundation does not stick to my eyebrows, like around my eyebrows. Not around the hair, none of it. And then it also doesn't like to stick, you know, between my eyebrows. So I'm looking a little funny there, but that's probably just because I used a different primer. And maybe it's not a good mix. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my concealer, the Colourpop concealer, the shade Light 10. Now I'm going to take the translucent powder from Colourpop and bake. don't have any of the Colourpop eyeliners because they just dropped. And I promised my husband after I ordered the James Charles palette, I was done for a very long time. We will see how long that lasts. So I'm using this liquid liner pen from Ico. Come say hello. Can you come say hello? Oh, we did a good puppy. Okay, go. I'm gonna go in with the shade Belle from the Disney Colourpop collection, and I'm going to use that. It's a Luxe lipstick. Let me back up and talk about two of Colourpop's formulas. So for lipsticks, Colourpop first came out with the Ultra Matte Liquid Lipstick. They had the Lippy Sticks, they had a matte, and they had the Ultra Matte Liquid Lipsticks. The Ultra Mattes are fantastic. I'm an Ultra Matte Liquid Lipstick kind of girl. I like my lipstick to stay, not move, not budge, nothing. And when Colourpop did the Disney collection, they had the Luxe lipsticks in there, and I was really upset because I was like, ooh, I don't like a lipstick that transfers. I don't like a lipstick that moves. I was like just kind of bummed. I was like, I really just wanted Ultra Mattes in there. Let me point out, you can get each princess bundle, or could, and there was sometimes a liquid lipstick in there, but I wanted the Ultra Matte. I was like, it's Ultra Matte or nothing for me. But I got these. They're like stains. They don't budge. They do budge, but they stay. They're super long wearing. They're beautiful. They're nourishing. Again, this is the shade Belle. Other formula I kind of wanted to talk about was the Super Shock shadows. The Super Shock formula is in anything that goes on the face, the shadow, the cheek, the bronzers, stuff like that, and they have blushes like that. They're almost like a wet, creamy feeling of a formula that's in a little pot. So this one is from the Disney collection, just so happened to be in my basket. Sorry guys, just shamelessly promoting this entire collection. And it is the Super Shock. It is this gold highlight called A Smile and a Song. It's like this wet, damp formula that's in this little pot. They do dry out if you don't use them and if you don't close them up. The thing that happened with the brushes is when Colourpop, for me, when they came out with brushes, I was like, y'all have to come out with a highlight brush, because their Super Shock formula was all I wanted on my cheeks, all I wanted for highlighter. And of course, they came out with a brush. Because this consistency is so different, regular brush is just gonna pick up this formula. And it really didn't. I didn't like the way that other brushes, like an e.l.f. brush or a Morphe brush, you know, picked up this formula. Well, Colourpop's brush did that thing, so. And with the Super Shock formula, when you put them on, they go on like this damp, wet feeling, and they dry. They just dry down and they lock in place, and they are wonderful. I do want to talk about a couple things that I didn't like from Colourpop, and it was the liquid highlighters, crushed crystals set. They were just too oily for me, too greasy. Maybe if they reformulated, they could do it a little bit better. They were beautiful, don't get me wrong. They just, anytime I put it on the highlighter over my foundation, it was taking my foundation off underneath. It's the Kush mascara from Milk Makeup. I also want to point out the Super Shock formula was Colourpop's first and only formula for eyeshadows at first. And then when they finally came out with pressed powders, they were fantastic. They just shook all these followers, all these lovers of Colourpop, and it was fantastic. You know, they were still buttery and they were still soft and creamy, but they weren't that, you know, formula that was kind of weird with the consistency, and had to be used like with finger application to get the best pigment, you know. Hope you guys liked this look. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. Maybe I'm gonna call it my, you know, Gemini step out look. Who knows? Let me know what you think of this look. Like, comment, subscribe. Go follow my Instagram. Give me suggestions for the next look and ask me questions to answer in my next video.